No, I'm telling you, you, no, you didn't. You didn't. You did not win $250,000 and a new truck. No. I'll talk about, join us on the show. I'll tell you all about it. All right. Hey, beautiful day in the neighborhood. Finally, a nice, clear, blue sky day. Welcome to Season 5, Episode 18 of Niagara 411 Live with Lee Sterry. That would be me. We are fueled by Gale's Gas Bars. We are also supported by Sandra's Home Health Care, as well as Verge Insurance, Ace Alignment, and Equal Wellness Services. We are housed in this lovely pub in downtown St. Catharines, Ontario, Fiddler's Poorhouse. Those are your specials, ladies and gentlemen, for today. If you want to come in and join us for a snack or have some lunch or just sit and have a nice beverage in the open air patio setting of Fiddler's Poorhouse. We have finally gotten past all the heavy rains and the winds and the crazy weather patterns and thunderstorms that have been going on and floods and all that stuff. Finally have gotten through that. And I was talking to my staffer when we got started here about the fact that there is a scam that has hit Niagara. Yes, another one. And it's a lottery scam. And I just want to run through that first before we get into the other parts of the program, which are going to include the Welland Jackfish. We're headed into another fabulous playoff season for the Welland Jackfish. And we're going to run down some of the Grape and Wine Festival things that are coming up. There is a lady coming on with the details on an event that's very, very important. And it's a topic that has been kind of taboo in a lot of cases. And that is something that we don't talk about, and we should talk about it more. And that is suicide in our society. But there's a fundraiser for an organization that focuses on helping people through issues related to that topic. And I know it's kind of an uncomfortable topic, but there's a great event fundraiser coming up, and we're going to be chatting with Stacy Terry about that as the show goes on. Anyway, we're going to get this thing set up and get ready to go. Come on in, and we'll be back in 30 seconds. Cheers. Here we are. Hey, as I mentioned, that was just about dead on 30 seconds. Here we are. Lee Sterry here with Niagara 411 Live and Season 5, Episode 18, as I mentioned. Also, wanted to mention another big part of our program here, which is WeeStreem, Canada's premier streaming service. And we're going to be talking to more about that with Kevin Jack, co-founder of WeeStreem. There he is, right there on your screen on the right-hand side. That would be him, and we'll talk about stuff that they're doing and what they're up to, etc. Kevin, before we get too further, the rowing. Also, Walter Sendzik, official spokesman for the rowing championships that are happening here in Niagara. He's coming up at about 12:20. Ryan Harrison from Welland Jackfish, he's going to be here. There's a strange spree, are we calling it a spree, I guess, of, believe it or not, pet store robberies. The most recent, as far as we know, is the Global Pet Foods on Glendale Avenue in St. Catharines. We're going to have Shalyn Zavadil on. She is co-owner of that store. And it's not just a one-store thing. It's kind of an interesting and crazy story. So she's coming on at about 10 to 1. And then, as I mentioned, Stacy Terry, Executive Director of Distress Niagara, is going to be joining us a little bit after 1 o'clock to talk about the Suicide Awareness Walk. Now, as I was chatting with my guy on the phone out there, on the street before we got this thing underway. I was a potential victim of a scam that is relatively new to the area. At least this year it's new. There's a lot of scams going on. You know, there's the grandparent scam and there's the water heater, all kinds of stuff. But this one was really interesting. And I actually received a call myself. And I was informed, and I found this awful, that they were taking advantage of a great institution like the Princess Margaret Cancer Center in Toronto, and they do fabulous work there. But they were the focus of this scam, as this fellow called me and said that I had won second prize in the Princess Margaret Hospital lottery. Imagine that. I was told that I had won $250,000 plus a brand new high-end Ford F-150 pickup truck. Wow, was I excited. Not because here's the rub is I hadn't bought a ticket for such a lottery. I did not have anybody send me an entry form for such a lottery. I did not enter anything online that would enable me to win $250,000 in a new truck. I had no idea how this could happen. But I was so thrilled. Oh my God. I hollered to my wife, Linda, we're $250,000. No, I didn't. But I did ask this fellow quite a number of questions. First of all, how did I get entered in this? How did he get my name? Well, he got my name out of the phone book. So that's how you enter a lottery now? People look into your phone. He actually admitted that he got my name out of a phone book. And I don't even know if I'm still listed in the phone book, but he got it from somewhere.
Phone book?
Phone book? Who has a phone book anymore? So, then I went on to ask this fellow, and by the way, he was very well spoken. His English was flawless. It didn't sound like it was coming from a call center somewhere halfway around the world, but it probably was, because he confirmed my address as a particular address on a particular street in St. Catherine. Okay, well, that kind of gave me a tip-off right there. He doesn't even know the city in which I live, and doesn't know how to pronounce it properly. So I gave him the benefit of the doubt on that one because, well, maybe he just left the S off. All right, so now this guy went on. I said, how do I verify that this is legitimate? And he said, oh, well, I'll give you. He said, well, it's the Princess Margaret Cancer Center. It's on University Avenue in Toronto. There's the postal code. Here's the telephone number. And if you call that telephone number and ask for me, in other words, ask for him, his name, he was the general manager, apparently. Yes, because he told me they'd sent me numerous letters to inform me of my winnings. And did I not receive that communication in the mail? Well, no, sir, I didn't receive that communication in the mail as you now state. So he said, well, that's why I'm following up with the phone call. I'm the general manager of this foundation.
Wow, straight to the top, Lee.
Right to the top. My name is Don Bradley. Okay, Mr. Bradley, and he said, my badge number.
Very official.
I said, badge number? Oh, yes, that's the badge number on my uniform. All right, do hospital foundation general managers wear uniforms? I'd never, in my experience, and I've been associated with a lot of hospital foundations over the years, I've never known the general managers or executive directors to have uniforms and badge numbers. But anyway, he gave me his badge number, and he even gave me my winning ticket number, which was 11243301. That was my winning ticket number.
Wow, congratulations, Lee.
Yeah.
When do you get the windfall?
Wow, what a star.
Amazing. Now, what do you think?
Considering I had no ticket.
What do you think the rub was on this? Like, how were they going to extract money from you?
Okay, I did some research after the fact. This was a big deal in Stratford back in July, to the fact that the Stratford police put out media releases about this. What they do is, when you either go, he said, you can come to Toronto to claim your prize, or we can come to your home and deliver it. And I said, when can you do that? He said, we can do that today. Because he said, as far as I know, my information tells me that we're about an hour and 20 minutes, based on traffic, from St. Catherine.
We can get there.
We can get to St. Catherine today. So how this works, just so you know, is when they come to your door, and they don't bring you a new truck, trust me, when they come to your door, they say that in order for you to get your prize, of course, there are taxes and there's official paperwork involved. And in order to confirm the fact that you can pay this minimal amount of tax on your $250,000 new truck prize, all you need is a valid a credit card number. Is that all?
That's it. It's all you need, Lee.
Well, here, Mr. Bradley, there's my credit card number. Oh, just thank you so much.
And
now,
if you
when
don't
do I
mind-
get my prize? Well, we'll check this out. We'll and make sure that we get it to you later today. Oh, thank you so much. I can't wait.
Wow. So lucky, Lee.
I called the Niagara Regional Police Service. Yes, they said there's a scam such as this going on, but I can't. They won't really investigate anything unless you have been scammed, unless you've given people actual dollars and cents, and they've taken something from you. Our local police will not investigate it. I did call the Canadian Anti-Fraud Center and looked on their website. They are well aware of these kinds of scams that are out there. So I couldn't give them, I wanted to give them information. I wanted them to follow up and talk to this guy and bust his ass. That's what I wanted them to do. But that wasn't going to happen. I also called Princess Margaret Hospital, not the number he gave me, the real deal, and talked to the folks there to let them know that this was going on, and they appreciated the telephone call. Somebody in their organization I know is aware of it. The person, the dispatcher, the reception person that I was talking to wasn't aware of it, but she said, I just got back off vacation and I'm getting these phone calls. I said, okay, fine. But I just wanted to tell you the story from firsthand, and please, please, please don't fall. You didn't win anything. If you didn't enter something and you haven't been officially notified by the people you entered with, you're not a winner. I mean, I love you, but you're not a winner.
Yeah, I'm glad you sniffed that one out, Lee.
They
wouldn't do it if it didn't work, right? That's always what it comes down to.
It works with
Wouldn't do it if it didn't work.
with lots of people.
Lee, want to look after first things first here.
Yes.
And that is, if you navigate over to 411, and chances are that's where you're watching right now.
Oh, let's do that.
Click that little share button.
Yeah.
Right there.
Let's do that.
There we go. Share. And then I can just
I
share
got to
right
refresh
now.
first, though.
We miss you. Oh, I thought you said you had to do French.
No. Yeah, that would be me. I had to refresh.
So there you go.
And then you hit share. And then you hit share now. If you would do that for us, that would be awesome. And there we are.
Yeah, let people know that you're watching Niagara 411 Live with Lee Sterry.
And being streamed effortlessly by WeeStreem.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lee. And I'm just scrolling down here because Niagara 411, along with, there we go, Garden City Home Hardware, have a great contest going. And this is a legit contest.
This is a real one.
So if you enter it, you can win some pretty cool stuff from the Grape and Wine Festival.
And you will remember having entered it, because you entered it. Nobody got your name out of a phone book. That doesn't even exist anymore. Do we get phone books? I don't remember the last time we received a phone book. Even the yellow pages. Usually, you used to get, after they stopped the white pages, you'd at least get the yellow pages. I don't even remember getting that anymore. I think that business is gone.
So this contest, you got to go in store to enter, but you're going to win a VIP experience at the Grape and Wine Festival, which includes a cabana reservation and Harvest Lounge VIP passes for 8 guests. 8 discovery passes for the Fall Festival,
Yeah.
and a $100 Home Hardware gift card.
Now, Kevin, you and I were talking about this just mere minutes before we went on the air, and you suggested, in the interest of full disclosure, you suggested that maybe we should touch on the sort of new format or the new look Grape and Wine Festival 2024. I still don't have it clear in my head, but they're going to only have one main weekend, as I understand it, is in Montebello. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the major change that most locals are going to recognize, is that
Okay.
forever it's been, I don't want to say forever because I know they've had weekday stuff in the past, multiple different iterations, but it's always been over 2 weekends, with the second weekend being the Grand Parade
Right.
and everything else. Well, this year they've pared that down, and it's only going to be the second weekend in Montebello Park.
Which
and I'm
is
not
like
sure
the
that
27th to the 29th or something like
exactly. So here, let's take a look at.
Okay.
There you go. Here's some key
Because I was
dates.
confused. Okay, the Much Awaited Grape and Wine series, series is just around the corner. Prepare yourself for a month of indulgence with exceptional wines, gourmet delights, and unforgettable experiences. A Grape and Wine Discovery Pass. Now, we just said they're paring it down to one weekend, but now we've got 3 weekends in a row.
Well, it's one weekend in Montebello Park, and a lot of us
Okay.
associate that with being grape and wine.
See this face?
But there are always other events going on. Honestly, the Wine Discovery Pass is amazing. If you've never done it, I would encourage locals to do it as a way to get involved. Some of the wineries around Niagara, the participating wineries, have little food and wine pairings arranged for you.
Yeah.
And you can kind of go to a bunch of wineries you haven't been to before, and they're waiting for you when you get there. You sample a wine, you have a little nibble,
Yes.
and then you move on to the next place. It's actually amazing bang for your buck.
It is. I'm hesitating because I worked in the wine industry for a number of years here, just for giggles, because I loved doing the biz and doing the tastings and the tours and stuff like that. And when these events came around, it created some issues if you didn't pay attention to exactly what wineries were participating, because not all wineries participate. A lot of them do, but some of them don't. And then people would walk in with an expectation of something and might be disappointed through no fault of the winery. It's just, if you get these, and Kevin says what is correct, it's great value, and it's a lot of fun, and the folks treat you great, but make sure that you pay attention to which wineries are actually participating.
And that comes with your Discovery Passes. It's
There's
right
a
there.
list.
You can go online and you can actually see what the food pairings are.
Right.
So, you can have a bit of an appetizer, move into a main course, and then hit something that's more desserty towards the end.
Yeah.
I really love it. You also see there the return of the event in the tent. However, it's at the Performing Arts Center.
Right.
So I guess they're just trying to build on nostalgia. The event in the tent used to be where the Meridian Center is now. And we had, touring bands. I remember seeing 5440 and Blue Rodeo down at the event in the tent. I don't know where the tent feel is in this, but hey.
Exactly.
It doesn't really matter.
So the upshot of this is, pay attention to what's going on. Do your due diligence on the websites and through Facebook posts, etc., like we're doing right now, so that you don't miss out on something that is going to be really a lot of fun for you. They're still doing the parade, presented as it says there by CAA on the 28th of September at 11 a.m. They calling it the Pied Piper Parade.
No, the Pied Piper Parade.
The Pied Piper Parade is on the 29th.
That's for the kiddies.
See, like I tell you, you need a scorecard here to keep track of what's going on. This is not the most simple thing to wrap your head around. The people that organized it, I'm sure, see it very, very clearly. You and I are going to have to pay attention and keep our information straight. So, and that's why we wanted to talk about it right now, just so you're prepared come September, which is not that far away now, so that you can get your most out of the fall wine series, as we're calling it, experience here in Niagara.
Yeah, but I think that's the major difference that locals are going to be a little surprised at, is that it's down to just one weekend at Montebello Park.
Yeah.
I remember actually watching City Council, and I know our next guest can probably, he spent many hours at City Council.
Yeah.
And Grape and Wine kind of laid it out there and said, hey, listen, we lose a lot of money on that first weekend. Like, we're losing money. We have more expenses than we have revenue on that first weekend. So, we need to make sure that we balance the books. So, event in the tent, and let's see, they do have some more details here. There we go, event in the tent. Oh, gosh.
See?
Yeah, there you go. There's Discovery Pass
I mean,
info.
there's just tons of information out there, but make sure you go find the information.
I tried.
I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the lovely people that are watching this stream even as we speak.
Yeah, there you go. Event in the tent, Montebello Park.
Yeah. So you might want to keep your calendar handy to make a note of these particular things that are happening and which ones you want to attend and how you do that. Okay? You just have to pay attention. And as Kevin was just, this is a nice smooth segue into a fellow that spent a lot of time talking about things like Grape and Wine Festival in the city of St. Catharines and his time with council, and as Mayor Walter Sendzik is joining us, but not in that capacity. Walter, long time no see. How are you?
Good to see you, Lee. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Excellent. I just couldn't be better. We have a beautiful, sunny, warm, but not sticky, horrible day. It's beautiful out there. Just
a good day to row.
Just perfect for rowing. Mr. Sendzik is the official spokesperson for the World Rowing Championships taking place in Fort Dalhousie here in Niagara. And Walter, how have things been going so far? Give us an update.
Well, I'm the spokesperson because everybody else is busy with the competition. The chair of the St. Catharines World Rowing, Bill Shank, and his crew of volunteers. I think there's over 700 volunteers now that are helping to make this event a world-class event that it is. And things are going well. We had a bit of a choppy start on Monday with the wind.
Yeah.
And so that moved the races to yesterday. They got the races off yesterday. It was exciting because what they've had to do, Lee, is they've had to reduce the amount of time between races, so it was lot more energy throughout the day at the grandstand and on Rennie Park. And today it's a great day to row. I'll tell you that.
It really is. So we've got three basic divisions. There's all kinds of a wide range of competitors here. Run that down for us.
Yeah. So we've got the seniors, which are the athletes that would have participated in the Olympics if they would have secured a spot in the Olympics. So these are rowers at the top of their sport, and some of them actually are Olympian gold medalists. We have from Ireland the men's gold medalist in the singles. He's here. There's the bronze medalist from Greece. He's here as well. They ran in they rowed in the singles. We've got some amazing talent on the senior side, and then there's the under 23 Lee, which is, these are athletes that are coming into their own. They are identified as national level athletes, and those are exciting races, Lee. I got to tell you, like when you look at the U23s, the speed at which these young people are coming down that course, and then there's the U19s, which are what I'd call the development. They're representing their country. They've been tapped on the shoulder as potential national level rowing athletes, meaning they would go and continue to be in the national program. And we've got some Niagara folks in the U19, U23, and in the seniors that are also competing.
Just to clarify something, because the last thing I am is a rowing expert, and that's you. You're the official voice. So if we look at those divisions, now the seniors, what sort of age limitations, if any, is in the senior level?
So it's a matter of you're ranked as a national rowing athlete.
Okay.
So the limit is you may have some of those individuals who are in their early 30s. A lot of these athletes will peak in their late 20s, early 30s.
Okay.
So these are people at the very top of their game in the senior category.
Okay.
And when you see them row, you really get an understanding of how powerful both the men and women are.
And then one might one might think under 23 and then under 20 and under 19.
Under 19.
That those are pretty close together. What is the significance of separating those groups?
Well, the under 19 is really developmental. So these are athletes that are either just finishing school. So it would be like akin to hockey. You'd have the OHL, and then you'd have the AHL, and then you have the NHL. So the OHL, like that kind of under 19, they're still developing. Their bodies are still forming too, right? Like they're still going through those changes. And then U23 is more, you've hit your peak height. You're starting to put on muscle mass, and so your racing approach and your ranking within your country is going to change. Like,
and you've had more time.
You've
had more time to practice and develop your muscular, your physicality, and stuff. It just seemed there must be. I mean, the people that know what they're doing when they put these things together, they must know what they're doing, because there has to be quite a difference physically from 19 to 23.
Oh, for sure. It's a maturity as well, and it's maturity and physicality, and you know what you're looking at in terms of the worlds. There's been a U19 for a long time, U23, and the seniors, and so this is a rarity to have all three categories in one world. That's why they call it the Mega Worlds.
Yeah, it's awesome. Now, how many athletes do we have here competing, Walter?
There's approximately 1,800 that have come in. We were expecting about 2,500, but just on travel schedules, on things that materialized over the summertime, it got down to about 1,800.
All right, and thank goodness we had all of that road construction pretty much done before people came flooding in here, because I know a lot of us were thinking over the months of Ontario Street being ripped up and that whole schlemizel that was going on there. It's like, whew, thank God we got that sorted out. Now,
and yeah, you're right. I'm glad it got sorted out too.
Yeah, you would have been fielding a lot of phone calls probably. So, what's the best way for us to come see the rowing? What are the best times and hours, and what are the logistics involved in coming to see these great competitions?
So this goes on until August 25th, Lee. Starting today, there's the Mega Worlds Fan Festival, which is at Rennie Park. It's free for the community, and we have music, food, interactive activities for people to get a sense of rowing. There's even a Ferris wheel. I'll put that out there right now. There's a Ferris wheel at Rennie Park, and that's every day between now and Saturday. So it's the Fan Festival, and you've got the Trews playing tonight. You've got DJ Shub, who is a local individual, Indigenous DJ from Fort Erie, who's known around the world. He's playing on Thursday, and you've got Owen Riegling, who's local. He's headlining on Friday, and then Saturday it closes out with Scott Hellman. All the information can be found on stcrowing2024.com. There's music throughout the day. It starts at 12:30. Great opportunity for the family to come out, and the racing part of it, you can get tickets on STC Rowing 2024 as well, because Lee, you've got the Fan Festival, which is free.
Right.
That's at Rennie Park. That's where we set it up. And then on the peninsula of Rennie Park, there's grandstands, and on the grandstand itself. So we've got spectator stands on the Rennie Peninsula, and we've got the grandstands, the Patrick Swayze, the Craig Swayze grandstand.
Right.
Those are ticketed venues, and they're very affordable.
And the Rennie Park, just for people that might not recognize the name, although you should, is when you're coming down Lakeport, you're coming into Port Dalhousie. It's a park right on your left-hand side.
Yeah.
And when you look across, you can see where the rowing takes place, and the grandstands and all the rest of it that are over there. So that's Rennie Park. What about now? I know parking has been an issue for all of these events. It always is. Parking is always a thing. But there are also shuttle services that are running, correct?
Yeah, and we have, it's a great question, because that was one of the first things that we had set up with Niagara Region Transit, is a continuously operating loop from St. Francis School, Bill Burgoyne Arena, and it goes to the Craig Swayze Memorial Grandstand in Rennie Park. It is starting on the day, so it's daily, every 30 minutes. And then during the Mega Worlds Fan Festival, which we just talked about with the Trues playing tonight and using it through the rest of the week,
Right.
at nighttime it's every 15 minutes. So you don't even have to come into Port Dalhousie with your car, because trust me, it's going to be hard to get a parking spot.
No kidding.
Go to the other spaces, jump on a shuttle with your kids, and then you go right into the festivities.
And all that is on the website as well. All that information is there.
All that information, stcrowing2024.com. And you can also get your tickets for, and I'm going to tell you, like, starting today, the competition is heating up. Mm-hmm. And from now until Sunday, with Championship Sunday, it's going to be exciting.
Have they, I'm trying to figure out how, I'm wondering, have they handicapped the team yet? I'm not talking about betting money and gambling and stuff. I'm just saying, are there favorites to watch? And I know we'd like to have Niagarans win and all that stuff, but I mean that's always the goal. But what about teams to watch? Are there some like highlights, some stars out there that we might want to pay attention to?
Well, you know, the time zones could be different, but Australia is always a perennial favorite. You've got Britain, who has some strong teams. United States, because of the proximity to the United States on this Mega Worlds, you've got a dominant team from the United States. Canada is performing really well right now.
Yeah.
And so, you know, those are the ones that I would be watching. And, you know, China's here. You've got some, you know, really good. It's over 60 countries, right? So it's hard to pick, because it all depends on what day you wake up as an athlete. And if that's the day that you're going to shine, guess what? You're going to win.
Yeah, that's awesome. Walter Sendzik, official spokesman for the World Rowing Championships happening here in Niagara. And as we often say, we take our backyard for granted way too many times. And this is one of those world stages upon which Niagara shines very brightly. Walter, thank you for your time. Thanks to the organization for putting this on, and good luck for a fabulous championship series. Hope it all goes great.
Thanks, Lee. Oars up, as they say. Let's go.
Okay. Cheers, mate. Take care. All right. Truly a world-class event.
So, Lee, on that rainout day, which I think was Monday, it wasn't just the rain, right? It was the choppy waters as well.
Oh, it was brutal.
Me and the kids, we went down to Walmart on 4th, do some shopping, and we walked in right behind Team Austria.
Okay.
And then there was a lady in the parking lot from Team Great Britain. There was a couple rowers from the United States, and then even some Team Germany. We saw all in just one trip, and it's really cool. We're going to try and get out and check out maybe the concert tonight with the Trues.
Yeah.
But those free shows and the shuttle bus, it's all going to run so smoothly. And it's so cool when you literally see the world descend on St. Catharines. You hear all the different accents, and it's all legit. These people are from Germany. They're from Austria. They're from Australia.
And we have got an absolutely beautiful stretch of weather upon us, at least through to the end of August. I don't think there's a lot of rain in the forecast or a lot of disturbance. Most of that disturbance has passed us by, at least for a while. So it looks like we're going to have a pretty darn good stretch of conditions weather-wise for the rowing championships. So get out there and enjoy it. And I don't know, I'm sure there will be an economic accounting when this event is over, as there are after all events, but I'm sure that it's going to be, as per usual, an economic boon. Because if you got 1,800 athletes, but you've got their support teams and their families and like all that to add it to that. And yes, we want to thank our sponsors once again. Gales Gas Bars, our premier sponsor here on Niagara 411 Live with Lee Sterry, family owned and operated for 55 plus years. A Niagara-based petroleum company, 11 service stations, full serve and self-serve. 4 convenience stores in and around Niagara, wholesale fuel delivery, home heating fuel delivery, all for the lubricants that they produce. It is your one-stop shop for any and all petroleum needs here in Niagara. And to Jessica Friesen, you saw her shot go by there in a hurry, and her entire group, thank you for being staunch supporters of ours for so long. Sandra's Home Health Care. And I want to just take a quick aside here. Sandra Delisario, who is Sandra of Sandra's Home Health Care, had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Sandra. Hope you have a great year, and thanks for being a supporter of the program. The locations of their healthcare services include, but are not limited to, by any stretch of the imagination, long-term care facilities, retirement homes, your own home, hospitals, from hospital to home, 24/7 care as required, medical management, drug, and all of the things that come with making sure that your loved one is looked after the way you would want to look after them if you had the expertise to do so. Sandra's Home Healthcare. Check him out. Also, Verge Insurance Group, another proud Niagara-based and Niagara-formed and located company. Mark Shirk and his gang, Blake, Mark's son, is part of the organization as well, and all their staff for all of whatever insurance needs you have, be it auto or a home or business or life, whatever your needs, they'll find the right provider at the right price for you. Verge Insurance Brokers on Ontario Street in St. Catharines. Ace Alignment, also a St. Catharines company. Want to thank those folks for coming on. Boy, it seems like a while ago now, and yet I still think of them as one of our newer sponsors. But Kevin, Ace Alignment joined us quite a number of months ago.
Absolutely, and they're conveniently tucked away right in the downtown core.
Yep.
So I know a lot of people work down here,
Yeah.
and it's very easy to drop your car off there. And as you see, I mean, Ace Alignment, you've mentioned it many times, they do everything. And it's
Yeah.
not just alignments, but
Yeah, and for all kinds of vehicles as well. It's on North Street, right behind the police station on Welland at Geneva there, just off Geneva Street. Darren Miller, Matt Crompton are the two guys you want to stop in and see at Ace Alignment, and thank you to all of them for being a sponsor of the program. And Audrey Wall, the foot nurse, as she has been known for eons here in St. Catharines. Good for whatever ails your feet. Diabetic and non-diabetic foot care, cancer care, footwear, corns, and whatever it is. Audrey Wall has been for many, many years the foot nurse that looks after all those problems, but she is now the proprietor and partner of Equell Wellness Services, located on Vine Street, 365 Vine, between Scott and Carlton. And I just wanted to mention to you that they are also looking for, they have space for a couple of more practitioners. If you're a medical professional looking for some newly renovated, fully accessible, bright office space in the heart of North End St. Catharines, get in touch with them, because she got two beautiful rooms there. I walked in to see her the other day, and it's just a beautiful space. So check them out. All right, Kevin, we're at the end of a regular season and into the playoff season once again for the Inter-County Baseball League, of which the Welland Jackfish are a high-performing team. And joining us for the second time of the program is Ryan Harrison, president of the Welland Jackfish. Ryan, good to have you back on the show. Nice to see you again.
You as well. Thanks for having me.
The last time we talked to you was last season, and you'd come off a record season, and we're going for the whole enchilada and fell just a little bit short. But man, you guys had.
No, Lee. Yeah, come on, set them straight there, Ryan.
What happened?
Yeah, no, we won the whole thing.
You did win the whole. Why did I think we lost the last game?
That was probably 2 years ago.
Last time we talked, we were talking about the championship.
Absolutely, Lee. Yeah.
I lost my mind.
They start their quest for back-to-back on Thursday,
That's
tomorrow
right.
night.
And I know we're going into tomorrow night. That's what I wanted to talk about. But I must have been talking about 2 years ago. I'm sorry. I completely lost my mind. Anyway, you guys finished the season again over 30 wins. What was it? How many? 32, 33?
32, a franchise record.
Okay, so I wasn't too far off base. Jeez, what a knucklehead I am.
Now, our research team needs some work.
All right, okay. I'm allowed one faux pas. So Ryan, talk about before we talk about Kitchener. Talk to us about your season.
Yeah, so like I said, record franchise wins. It was a phenomenal year. Kudos to our players for what they did on the field, and I locked up first place, the pennant, for the second year in a row.
Congratulations. So,
Thank you.
and once again, what we did talk about before is the entertainment aspect of what you bring to Niagara with your team. It's not just about a baseball game. And once again, I was following a number of things this season. Believe it or not, I was following a number of things this season. And again, the community has really embraced what you bring to the entertainment here in Niagara.
For sure, yeah, we've actually broke our single season attendance record by quite a bit. Average over 2,000 people this season, which is great. And going to the playoffs, we're looking to do the same. So it's definitely come right along here in five seasons we've been here. So we're just trying to kind of add on in the playoffs.
So Kitchener comes to town tomorrow night.
Yep.
The Kitchener Panthers?
Panthers, yep.
Okay. So, and is this a best of 5? Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so walk us through your schedule for this first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, so we play tomorrow night at home. We'll play Friday night in Kitchener, back home Saturday. And then we're off till Tuesday, which is back in Kitchener. And then if necessary, they're both necessary, but game 5, if needed, will be back at Pond on the following Thursday.
All right. And assuming, and we are assuming, the way you guys play that you're going to do fine against Kitchener. What can you tell us about what you expect from this series?
Yeah, it's hard to say. The playoffs in this league is a whole new ball game. Obviously, it's a new season, so everybody really comes to play. And I don't think our baseball operations or our players are taking anybody lightly. I mean, Kitchener, it can get hot real quick. Got some pretty good pitching, and their bats are get set on fire. So, yeah, we've played them pretty well all season. We won every game. Oh no, sorry, lost one game to them through the regular season. Fullest one, but it's kind of up in the air every season, and we're ready to play.
So your record against them this season is what again? You said
I believe it's 5-1.
Okay, so they've got to be the giant killers by the sounds of it. It sounds like you guys kind of have their number.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen probably throughout the entire postseason is, we had the top spot last year, won the whole thing. We're number ones this year, so it'll be a lot of trying to knock us off kind of thing. A lot of people chasing us.
Ryan, I just want to hop in here. I mean, the game day experience is about 50% of what the Welland Jackfish are. Yeah. Went to a game this year with my kids, thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm showing a post on screen here about book your spot on the barge for the playoffs today. Yep. You have a number of different in-game experiences, seating available. Can you kind of run over that and the different experiences that people can sign themselves up for?
Yeah, we have a lot of on-field promos, in-game contests, things like that to get involved in. That's actually probably, maybe you said 50%, it's actually probably more than that, what we kind of focus on to drive fans in here. Of course, we have an amazing baseball team you can come watch, but we don't, we're something for everybody, whether you like baseball or not. You can come hang out at the pond, and especially on Thursday, enjoy Thirsty Thursday, and have a great time. You mentioned the barge. That's our brand new VIP zone that we added this year. It's up to 50 people, and it's $40. It's kind of all inclusive with beer and food and all that kind of stuff. Great service.
I'm looking at this: 2 beers, hot dog, pizza, unlimited popcorn, unlimited water, $40 per. That's incredible value.
It really is. And you said whether
all our VP.
Hey,
go on.
No, go ahead.
All our VIP zones are exactly the same. So we have some sideline seats, and we have a suite. All deals the same across the board.
And you mentioned whether you're a baseball fan or not, and that is absolutely true. If you are a baseball fan, it's a great baseball experience. It is a great place to watch a ball game.
Yep. Yeah, there's guys turning plays like you'd see in major league level, no problem. Our shortstop, Hard you can go back and look at highlights, just some unbelievable plays. you know, that we went to the Jays game last night. You know, plays you'd probably see there every day. So it's pretty cool.
And congratulations again on a fabulous season. 7:20 tomorrow night, home game number 1 for this first round of playoffs. Okay, so once you put Kitchener to bed, what happens then?
We'll play the lowest seed that moves through. So could be anybody.
So it's a
best of 7 in the second.
How many rounds?
3.
Until the 3 rounds total?
Yeah.
All right. So obviously we wish you luck and for another championship season. Just a true jewel in the crown of Niagara, especially in our sports world. Just awesome. Ryan Harrison, president of the Welland Jackfish. Give our best to the guys and play well. Have fun.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Yeah, I had such a good time at the Jackfish game.
Oh, it's a great experience and a great place to watch a baseball game. We've gotten so used to seeing those mega stadiums like Rogers Center, whatever you call it now. I still call it Sky Dome. I'm sorry, I still call it that. And some of the other massive ballparks you see and maybe have experience seeing live around Major League Baseball. When you go see a game like this in a park like this, it just gets you up so close and personal to some fabulous athletes and some wonderful baseball play if you're into that thing.
And you know what, Lee? There's zero downtime. I mean, kudos to Ryan and his crew out there. But between every half inning, they're doing an interview with a fan in the crowd. They've got fans down on the field, whether they're jumping through tires or they're trying to hit a golf ball through a hole or whatever it is. Around every corner, there's something to keep you kind of hooked and keep you interested. The theme, speaking of hooked, I mean, they've really taken this Jackfish and kind of the nautical, the angler theme and dressed it right throughout the stadium.
Absolutely, right from the point of calling it the pond and the whole. They've got their marketing down pat, and it's so focused on trying to keep Niagarans entertained, irrespective of baseball. It's awesome. So congratulations on another fabulous season.
Lee, is there something you wanted to touch on before we get to Shalyn here in Global Pet Foods?
Well, we had some sexy foxes around Niagara. Some pretty neat video of some.
Well, there was this guy here that found his. These are all in the mentions section of Niagara 411.
Yeah. And is this the iguana?
Yeah, this guy found his iguana after missing for 3 weeks.
Yeah, we had some animal stuff. The foxes we'll get to in a second, but this. Remember we had Charlie the turtle that we lost, tortoise.
Yeah. That
we lost and finally was able to get his way home, thanks to somebody that found him out in the wild. Well, this man had lost his pet iguana. I don't know how that happens. I guess he's just out getting some air out of the cage or whatever it is, whatever enclosure he's kept in. I'm not an iguana specialist, but after 3 weeks, was it?
Yeah, 3 weeks missing.
3 weeks out there.
And then as you go through the comments, you find out that a neighbor spotted the iguana up on the roof, and then at some point, I guess, made its way over into this tree. And the fire department, they lined right up. So anyway, you got the iguana back. After 3 weeks, I would assume it's gone, right? Like, I'm never seeing that iguana again.
Well, you figured that he'd gone into the wild somewhere and found himself a home. God knows it's been hot enough around Niagara over the last little while, up until just recently, that an iguana, as long as he found something to eat, he'd be all right, because they eat a lot of bugs. I'm not really sure what a diet of an iguana is.
Come on, Lee. How come?
Hey, I screwed up the Jackfish, and I'm supposed to know about iguanas?
All right, look at this guy.
Okay, yeah, there's one of the foxes I was talking about. He looks a little malnourished, this guy. Cute little fellas. And they don't do it. Foxes don't do a lot of harm unless, I guess, they're threatened. Wolves, on the other hand, but...
There you go on, where is this? Niagara Street, just past Scott and the Niagara intersection?
Yeah. And where does he come from, I wonder? That's a pretty built up, I mean, that's suburbia at its finest, Scott and Niagara and St. Catharines.
And then there's another one. I can't quite figure out whether it is a fox
we
or
couldn't
it's a
quite
wolf.
tell whether this was a...
And here's somebody else reporting a coyote.
Yeah. Now you got to be careful with those critters. That's for sure.
What's that?
I'm not sure. Well, that's bigger. That looks bigger than a fox, doesn't it?
I know. I think we're edging into wolf/coyote.
Yeah, looks like it. That's too big to be a fox. So that looks more like a coyote-style critter. And those you got to be a little bit more careful. Oh, off he goes.
And
Either
then,
scared or chasing somebody.
Oh, look at that guy just riding by
Oh,
on
saw
his
the
bike.
bicycle.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
No problem.
All right.
Here's a story that caught our attention.
Yeah. And at first blush, you would think it was, and I don't mean to say just to minimize it, just a regular small business store broken into, which is traumatic enough. Global Pet Food on Glendale in St. Catharines robbed of $2,000 plus worth of stock. And they had some pictures there to have a look at. Now, this was the post. Unfortunately, they wanted to report that their family-operated business was robbed of approximately $2,000 worth of flea and tick medication in the evening at about 7:18. Advantage, we have used that with our pets, and Advantix 4 dose packages. Attached to suspect photos, we'll go back to that. Kevin had it up for a second. We'll go back to that in a minute. We're hoping you post this so that they do not attempt to sell those products at other pet stores. Their so-called suspects are a female heavyset with hat and mask and a man with a beard saying he is Arab and his English is not good, using Google Translate to ask about products that are out of view of the register. If anyone reports finding them on Marketplace, please let us know. We have an incident number filed with the police. So there's the man that they were talking about. And it's not the only pet store that has been burgled. With us is Shalyn Zavadil, co-owner of Global Pet Food on Glendale. Shalyn, hi. How you doing today?
Hi, thanks for having me on.
Oh, our pleasure. And as I mentioned right at the outset, originally it just appeared that, well, unfortunately, someone's store got broken into and it was burgled. But then the story goes much deeper than that. You're not the
unfortunately, yeah.
you're not the first pet store that has been robbed.
Right. Yeah. We, from our experience now, we've found out that this is what they do. They basically hit up a region in a day and they clear out everybody's store.
Everybody's pet stores.
Yes. Yeah.
And
it's always the same products. It's, those high value products that they know that there's a market for that they can resell.
So they target that flea and tick medication at all of these stores.
Right.
So
yes.
Tell us how this robbery went down again. You were actually
for sure.
You were actually talking to these people.
Yeah, so it was me, thankfully. I'm, we're a small staff, so I'm here most days, but I'm just thankful that it wasn't, Isabella or Denise, our other part-time staff,
right,
and that nobody was hurt. But, a gentleman came in. I asked him, hi, how are you? Do you need a hand? He says, give me a minute, kind of waves me off, goes to the back freezers. A few minutes later, a woman comes in, same thing. Hi, how are you doing? Can I help you find anything? No, just looking. He calls me back to the freezers that are, at the back end of our store that are out of view of the register. And, in this case, unfortunately, our greatest strength as a business was our greatest weakness. And it's that customer service aspect of, especially with the raw food, you want to make sure that you're finding the right product for their need. We have a lot of customers who come in whose dogs have allergies, digestive issues, you name it. So there I am engaged with him. He says he only speaks Arabic. His English isn't good. We're there going back and forth on Google Translate, trying to find the right product for him. Meanwhile, she's, up at the register filling her bag. So she leaves, goes off into the parking lot somewhere. And there he is still chatting with me for probably, I'd say, 3 to 5 minutes after she was already gone. Says,
Wow.
I'll be back, and of course never came back. I do most of the ordering and the receiving in our store, so I pretty much knew immediately what had happened once I, of course, walked up to the front and saw our display empty.
Did you notice that this stuff was gone before he left the store?
No.
So
No.
he left the store as well before you discovered that your stock was missing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And so that I guess maybe you're going to be relocating some of this material from now on, or do you figure lightning probably won't strike you twice? I wouldn't think.
Yeah. I mean, you'd hope.
Yeah.
I very much hope, because stuff like this, we're all small business owners. Like this isn't just a drop in the pool. This is food off of our tables. This is money out of our children's college funds. Like this is not insignificant for us. So the police basically said the likelihood of us catching them is pretty slim. And the likelihood of them returning now that their, face is posted everywhere is pretty slim as well. But, that's not to say that we can't tighten up procedurally for, other items.
Yeah, and what you mentioned, what I read from your post is important too, because of them trying to fence this stuff or dispose of it or resell it somehow. And that's what you figure they do, is they go from community to community, steal this stuff, and then resell it at a discounted price.
Yes, so that's what I initially thought. I've been doing this now for almost 15 years, so I've kind of seen all the scams that people pull, and sometimes they'll take an item like this to a pet store, try and do like an exchange without a receipt, and then post the less conspicuous item on a place like Marketplace.
Yeah.
However, I contacted, it's a company called Elanco that owns Advantix and Advantage.
Right.
And they said that actually this problem is not unique. This is something that has happened before. What they do is they're on a larger scale. So it's more, Walmart and Amazon and these larger companies that offer third-party selling. Those are the ones that are retailing these products.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it's so difficult to trace. All they can do is, reach out to Amazon and Walmart to have the product removed.
Right. And that's something that I can't even remember what the product was now, but it happens with so many products. And Amazon and Walmart being two of the higher volume internet sales sites. Many, and I didn't even know this was possible up until recently, that many third-party sellers will post their products on these sites, and it's not really something that Walmart or Amazon produce and control. It's just, it comes through their portal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you don't know whether it's legitimate or not, so you got to be careful with some of this stuff. How much?
It's a tough one for sure.
So, do you have any fallback position? Will you be able to get your goods replaced through insurances or anything like that, or is it just a total loss for you?
Unfortunately, no. For us, it is a total loss. We, of course, have insurance, but once you pay the deductible, it's not worth it.
Yeah. You're still out of pocket, because those are expensive medications. Being a pet owner, we've used them before, and I know that they're not cheap.
Yeah, they're retailing anywhere from $75 a pack up to $130.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's no small amount for sure.
How many other, to your knowledge, pet stores in Niagara have been hit by these people?
To my knowledge, it's 3 confirmed. I know that a couple of them I had called in the morning just because, again, before I realized that other stores had been hit, I was calling just to do my due diligence. A lot of us, we'll just talk and we're friendly enough, but some of them didn't even know that they had been robbed.
Oh,
until I had said something.
It was that smooth that they didn't know the stock was gone?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it all over the course of a single day, Shalyn?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it actually seems to have been within the course of, near as I can tell, 3 to 4 hours.
So you figure the powers that be would figure that they're already gone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Someone who we know has a connection to some pet values outside of Barrie. And sure enough, they sent over some photos. They were the exact same outfits, which is, something else. But
it's like a uniform.
Yeah, clearly. But it was interesting to see that, clearly this is not something that's new. They've done this outside of Barrie. So they just pick a region, I guess, and loot the entire town.
Well, sorry that you had to experience that. It's never good for any business to lose money or be robbed from, but small businesses are the worst because I know your profit margins are not large. So every hit means something to you.
Of course. We're grateful that nobody was hurt, and again, I'm thankful that it was me and not one of our girls. So.
Yeah. Well, we're not thankful that it's you. I mean, it's still a vulnerable position. You must have been feeling pretty violated by the end of this.
Yeah, I mean, you feel silly, of course, because, I fell for it. And because I've been doing this so long, it's not something that I would have thought that I would fall for. But again, how I said, our greatest strength was our greatest weakness. We really just wanted to help.
And when people say that to me, I always tell them, these people don't do this because they're not good at it. Mm-hmm. They're very good at what they do. Unfortunately. So
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I mean, in terms of it being violating, of course, I spend, I think I might spend more time here than I do at home. So, this is our home, this is our livelihood, and it feels kind of icky to have somebody, do something like that in your space.
It's invasive, and it's never comfortable. Shalyn, thanks for being here. Sorry you experienced this, but thank you for telling your story, and I really hope that everybody around Niagara is very vigilant in watching these other sites, including Marketplace, because it would be nice at some point in time to nail these people for something.
Oh, yeah. Even people who want to share it, if they've got friends who live in other cities, because clearly, again, this isn't unique to our city or, our business. So, share it far and wide so that, other small business aren't going to, face the same problem.
Well, if there's anything that social media should be able to do, it's getting the word out there, and hopefully that'll happen.
Absolutely.
Diane, good luck in the future. Hopefully this is just a one-off.
Thank you.
And you don't have to experience anything like this again, because
I hope not.
nobody thinks that's fun. Shalyn, thank you very much, and good luck with the business.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, Lee, what was overwhelmingly obvious in reading the comments on this story of Niagara 411 is exactly what you talked about, the level of customer service that they provide at Shalyn's store. And I know that all the customers are probably flooding in there saying, hey, I heard what happened. You know what, let me buy double this time around and just help you pick your feet back up from under you. But everybody just saying they're the greatest people there. I went there with problems nobody else was able to solve, and Shalyn and the staff absolutely spent the time with me to give me that personal touch. And that was, like I said, overwhelmingly obvious.
Yeah, these stores employ very astute people, and to go to her point, small business, small staff. She was, I guess. I mean, they're alone. In a perfect world, you'd have a couple of people on duty so that you could maybe counteract a crime of that nature. But economics being what they are, it's not always possible to have a bunch of staff on hand in a small business. But I mean, that would be the best case scenario for sure. Want to thank our sponsors once again, Gales Gas Bars Limited, for being our key sponsor here now for many seasons as we roll into almost close to season 6 coming up. Season 5, episode 18, heading into almost the, dare I say it, fall of the year. But Gales, thank you very much for being here for all of your petroleum needs. Gales Gas Bars and Bob's Fast and Fresh Convenience Stores as well. 4 locations of those around Niagara. Sandra's Home Health Care Services, the kind of care in-home, hospital-to-home, long-term care facility, wherever it's required. Sandra's Home Health Care Services service workers are there and capable. And one of the things that I find really, really interesting is when there is a need and you contact Sandra, the vetting process, the interview process, the getting to know who needs the care and what kind of care they need to be matched with a person who's great for it is something they pride themselves on, and they take great time to make sure that there's a match as good as possible for your loved one and her personal service workers. Sandra's Home Health Care Services, and again, happy birthday a day late to Sandra D'Alessandro. Verge Insurance Group, home, auto, life, business, whatever your insurance needs, the broker to see to meet those needs at a price you can handle is Verge Insurance. They're located on Ontario Street in St. Catharines, but of course you can find them online as well, as we just did. Ace Alignment for all your automotive needs, also on North Street in St. Catharines. As you see there, just about anything and everything that you need your automobile serviced in, including vehicle inspections, etc. Ace Alignment, the place to go. Darren and Matt are the 2 dudes that are there looking after you, and they know their stuff, believe me. North Street, just off Geneva, behind the Niagara Regional Police Services station on Welland Avenue. And also, Equal Wellness Services. Proprietor Audrey, the foot nurse. Just went in there the other day. My feet feel great. I'm going on a bit of a long vacation coming up this weekend, and had to have my feet in good shape, and boy, they feel great. But wear good shoes. Fully accessible, free parking, easy access from the Queenie as well as the 406. Late appointments are available if you need them. Whatever you need with regard to foot care, first and foremost. Diabetic, non-diabetic, assessment and care, calluses, corns, thickened toe, whatever toenail issues. We see a lot these days about toenail issues, and you can get all of those things looked after. Plus, it's an extended wellness services facility with homeopathic services as well, and they have a couple of spots open. If you're in that business, you know someone that's in that business looking for space to run their business, she has some available space in her brand new office, 365 Vine Street, small strip plaza between Scott Street and Carlton in St. Catharines. So thank you all for being a part of this show. Kevin, we're expecting Stacy Terry to join us in just a little bit. Stacy is the director of Distress Niagara, and we have not talked to anyone from this organization before, and I'm looking forward to it, to find out about the organization, as well as a fundraiser and awareness walk they have coming up on September the 10th.
Yeah, and Stacy is in the green room. I'm just going to pass along something to Stacy. Stacy, we need you to get more in the screen. Prop yourself up. Can we use a phone book reference twice in the same show?
Sit on a phone book?
Yeah, sit on a couple phone books, right? That's what we used to do at the dinner table and all that, because I want to see more Stacy.
Okay.
And Lee, what's going on with WeeStream? I guess I'll let you know is we are going to be helping out at Sue Ann Staff Winery tomorrow afternoon with the Lincoln Chamber of Commerce. They're having their annual general meeting, and we're also going to be helping out the Chamber in Lincoln with their Outstanding Business Achievement Awards in
Awesome.
September.
That's
And
terrific.
south of that, you know, I spent more than 12 hours in Niagara Falls Council chambers last week for their 10-hour meeting, and then, a couple hours for setup. So we've been busy. But we managed to mix in a lot of fun stuff as well. Family was in Prince Edward County this last weekend celebrating my sister's 50th. Happy birthday, Kim.
Happy birthday.
And we're going to the New Kids on the Block show tomorrow night. I want to go to Rennie Park tonight and catch the Trews.
Catch the Trews.
One you should go see is Scott Hellman. He's a Canadian kind of pop singer.
Okay.
For whatever reason, flies under the radar, but he's really good, really talented, and you know a lot of his songs. So there you go. Quick little catch up on what WeeStream's up to before we bring Stacy onto the program.
It's amazing how Niagara Falls manages to sit through those marathon council sessions, isn't it?
It is. It is. It's a war of
10-hour
attrition.
meeting? Oh, Lord.
I was there, Lee. I was there for the whole thing.
Well, there but for the grace, go all of us. On the line, on the camera, joining us is Stacy Terry, Executive Director of Distress Niagara. Hi, Stacy. How are you? Have we got you?
We're still muted. There we go.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, there we are. I'm well. Thanks for joining us. First time we've had a chance to chat. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Thanks for having us on.
Oh, our pleasure. Tell us about, since it is the first time, tell us about Distress Niagara. What is the organization? Just tell us more about you.
For sure. So Distress Center Niagara is a 24/7 telephone crisis support service and a 12/7 text and chat crisis support service. We provide emotional support, crisis, and suicide prevention and intervention to individuals across the Niagara region. We do that free of charge. And the cornerstone of our organization is our volunteer responders. So it is truly the community giving back to the community and providing a supportive safety net to anyone who needs it across Niagara.
The reason I'm hesitating here is that description, while great, I mean it's fabulous that that the organization is there. Could we drill down just a little bit deeper into what those troubles are that you deal with most often? Because people in distress or people in need, those are very big umbrella type terms. Can you be a little bit more specific on the type of work that you do in particular? Am I stumbling through this, or am I making myself reasonably clear?
That's a fair question, Lee. We really are available to anyone for relationship stress, loneliness, finance, mental health, addictions, whatever is happening in an individual's life that is concerning to them is a reason to call in. We're here for suicide prevention. We're here for mental health prevention and intervention. We pretty much run the gamut.
How are you funded?
We're majority funded through United Way for our telephone crisis service.
Okay.
And then generous community support and third party as well as internal fundraiser.
And I'm assuming this service is open to all ages.
All ages.
And
So we take upwards of 13,000 calls per year and upwards of 4,000 texts and chats per year from individuals across Niagara.
wow. Has it been your experience with your organization that we have a growing problem, a stable a statistic? Are we winning the battle? Where on the spectrum of need for your organization services are we here in Niagara, if you have any idea?
So in terms of support here in Niagara, I think a wonderful addition that we've recently had is actually a national addition. and it impacts Niagara. So the 988 service, which is the national 3-digit service for suicide prevention and intervention, we deliver services on behalf of 988. So I think that's expanded an ability for individuals to have connections. So when you say winning the battle, I think we have supports in place and we're moving into good places where there's more access for individuals, which is really what we want to see.
I'm glad that you brought that up, because any increased awareness of that number is great. And my sense is that the general rank and file, the general public, may not be as consciously aware of the 988 option as they might be. So,
correct.
Under what circumstances can we call that? Under any circumstances at all, if somebody is having a problem?
In terms of 988, so 988 is the National Suicide Helpline. So
Correct.
It's for individuals at risk for suicide or worried about someone who's at risk for suicide. However, no one would ever be turned away from accessing that service.
Okay.
So it is accessible to anyone through text or through phone.
The topic of suicide is one of the things that we always used to say, but when people said the word cancer, they would almost whisper it, cancer, like we're not supposed to talk about it. Suicide, still in my mind, having been in the media for many, many years, it is still one of those topics that almost feels like you should whisper it, like we shouldn't talk about it. And yet my sense is we need to talk about it more. Is that still a thing out there? Is there still a stigma that people carry in this regard?
So that's a prime reason why I'm here with you, Lee, is that we don't want that stigma around suicide. We want to break those barriers. So Distress Center, this is our 19th year doing our Suicide Awareness Walk. The Suicide Awareness Walk, while it does have a portion of memorial for individuals lost to suicide, it is on World Suicide Prevention Day in order to bring that awareness.
Okay.
Interesting that you ask about talking directly about suicide. The theme this year for World Suicide Prevention Day is changing the narrative on suicide. And the call to action, start the conversation.
And I think that's so important. So now tell us about the good thing. Talk to us more about the walk and how we can get involved.
Yeah, so if you want to get involved, you can go to our website, Distress Center Niagara, and there's a link there to register for our walk. There's plenty of posters in and around. If you're on Facebook, if you're on social media of any sort and you go to Distress Center Niagara, you'll find the QR code to register. Come out and join us. It is a well put together event by the individual committee members who bring in lots of awareness pieces. Like I said, we have some memorial for those who have been lost to suicide. Mm-hmm. We spend a lot of time opening up that conversation. We want to bring awareness. We'll have a great speaker this year, as we always do, and we will walk in downtown St. Catharines. We start at Market Square for the evening, and we have a candlelit walk.
It sounds like a very important event for people to attend. And I was in a conversation a while back with someone who asked me some questions about what they didn't understand about sometimes how suicide is dealt with in the media. And for many, many years, and it still lingers to this day in mainstream media, be it radio or television or newspaper, whatever, it was almost an unwritten rule, if you will, for the lack of a better word, in the media, that if there was part of a news day that included someone taking their own life, we in the media didn't say that, out of deference to the family, not but and I always thought that might have been the wrong way to handle it. I always thought that we should shine a light, not in a bad way, but in an informational way, and in an awareness way. That I always thought that we in the media could do more to shed a light on this issue.
Media is an important part of having that conversation, especially around an issue as complex as suicide. The Canadian Association for Suicide Prevention does have media guidelines so that the conversation can be had in a meaningful way, like you're saying, Lee, something that's meaningful and starts a conversation and helps individuals to break down that stigma.
So if we have someone out there, obviously, that is worried about someone else, not just necessarily worried about themselves, but are having a difficult time having that conversation, can they also reach out to you for advice and guidance on how to deal with things of that nature?
Yes, Distress Center is always available to help. So while we help individuals who are at risk, we also help loved ones who are looking for how they can be supportive, how they can start conversations with someone that they're worried about. And the 988 service as well welcomes calls from loved ones who are looking to learn how to start that conversation.
And your service is 24/7?
24/7 telephone, 12/7 text and chat. So the 12/7 is 2 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Okay.
And you can reach us through our website as well for our text program.
Okay. Thank you for reaching out to us. It was one of your members that reached out originally to suggest, if possible, that we have a chat, and I'm really glad that she did. And I'm even more happy that we've met and we've got this conversation going. So, and I hope you stay in touch with us and keep us in the loop.
I will, Lee. Thank you. Thanks for having us and for being open to that conversation and helping to support that safe conversation in our community.
It's so important, and I know many people, myself included, with close friends, that somewhere along the line we have all been touched by suicide, and it's a horrible and multi-headed monster that we deal with. And thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you, Lee. You take good care.
You too. All right, that was nice to meet her and get in touch with that organization, Kevin.
Yeah, very much so, and it is very important. And I'm right alongside with you there. I mean, there were years that both of us spent in traditional mainstream media, and you just left it unsaid.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
I never really understood it, and you know what? We didn't really get a lot of directive from above as far as what we can say, what we can't say. But that's one thing that I got direction on, was we don't say that.
Yeah.
And it was a shame. It was a shame for so many years, and I think we do need to say it.
This person that I was talking to was making a presentation in front of a council. Might have been the region, and it really is irrelevant, but where it was. But the presentation surrounded mental health and the topic of suicide prevention and those kinds of things. And there was some language that this person was told that, well, I'm sorry, we can't include that in the newspaper or in the print or whatever, because we don't say suicide. And why not? It's important that the truth and the balance of what's happening in our society is out there.
I mean, we threw up a number of stats there on the screen, and it's important for society to understand just how prevalent it is. And that's why we need to have those open conversations, so we understand, oh my gosh, it's happening more often than we think. So when we say it's a big issue, if we're not talking about it, people don't know that it's a big issue.
And it's, again, as I mentioned before, it's almost like it's something that you have to sweep under the rug, when exactly the opposite should be happening. We have a brighter note to slide into right now, but it is a big conversation. I want to thank Walter Sendzik, spokesperson for the World Rowing Championships happening right now in Niagara. Very, very exciting period in time for those. Ryan Harrison, president of the Welland Jackfish, Go Jackfish. Good luck against Kitchener over the next best of 5 baseball games as the playoffs are underway in the IBL. Global Pet Foods store and the other pet food store owners that were robbed, our condolences on that having happened, and thanks to Shalyn Zavadil for being here to talk to us about that, and of course Stacy Terry from Distress Niagara. Kevin, Jack, thank you. As always, it's a pleasure working with you. You keep me on the straight and narrow.
No, you as well, Lee. Great show.
Where you can. Gales Gas Bars, Sandra's Home Healthcare, Virgin Insurance, Ace Alignment, and Equal Wellness Services. Again, thank you for your support. My name's Lee Sterry. This has been episode 18 of Season 5. In a couple of weeks, we'll do it again. To play us off the stage today, Feverish Lemons is the Niagara Falls act, and they're going to be performing a song called Caught Up for you here. Have yourselves a great week, what's left of it, and a super weekend. Enjoy the weather, enjoy the rowing. See you in a couple.
Fix